Hey everyone, it's tamsyd. Welcome back to my fourth episode in my design series called Built by tamsyd. This one I've just recently finished and I just thought I'd go through and show you the specs and the materials that I used to build this place. So you can see it's quite tall and lengthwise it is massive. So it's not one of my standard go up a few levels. It's actually quite long on the ground, but that's alright. So I'll take you on a quick walk through the house and then we'll do a full circle around the actual place and I'll show you what it's all about. So in my inventory you can see all the materials that I've used. So to start off with, some dark wood oak planks. This is the Flows 1.7.2 texture pack, which I always use anyway, and the dark oak actually looks really good. It's a nice contrast between the quartz that I'm using, and obviously got my normal glowstone in the house with some glass. I've used some ice just in one area of the house and I'll show you what that looks like. And then just for the decorative touch, just here on the outside of the place, I've used some bedrock, but you can use black wool if you want, depending on what it looks like on your texture pack. So let's go through and I'll show you the place. Here, this is just quartz half slabs, and then I've put glowstone down the bottom here just to keep it really nice and bright, just with some sugar cane, just for a little bit of a feature at the front of the house. I like my garden bit, but you'll see around the rest of the house I was going to plant some trees and set all of that up, but I was thinking about doing maybe some different terrain around it just to build it up a bit, but I thought, look, I'll show you guys the house first, and then if I want to update with a garden video I can if I really want to. So here's just cobblestone, just as a little bit of a path if you were doing it on a vanilla mode. You can set your own paths as well. And here I've just set up some multi-layers just to give it a bit of dimension when you're looking at it from the front. It doesn't look too heavy, but it gives some nice odd edges. So they're just the dark oak planks, and then this is just the quartz. And then here you can see I've just half slabbed because I didn't want to cut it down too hard. If I went and used a full block, it would cut it all the way to here and it looks really chunky, so I haven't done that. And here we've just got some glowstone just to keep the area under here bright. I mean, if you're playing in vanilla mode, you'd have stuff spawning everywhere. So, and I've half slabbed out a block here just to give a bit of shape, and so you don't see the glowstone straight off, but at night you see the reflection of it. So anyway, let's go in. Because I'm not facing, I think it's north I need to be facing. The doors look opposite, but you'll see when we go inside they look normal. So let's go in and check it out. So yeah, you can see the doors look normal. Huge roof, as you can see, really high, just to give a really nice open feel to the place. You can keep the levels lower if you want to, like do smaller rooms but go up higher, like have more levels, but I like the really big open spaces. So you can see here, this is just blocks of glass. I was going to put glowstone under here, but it looked a bit odd with the quartz right next to it, so I've just kept it as quartz, and it goes all the way up to the next level. Here's just some really random patterns that I've used as designs for the walls. So these are just half slabs, and then you've got your solid blocks all around it, and then just half slabs for shelving with some glowstone to keep it really light. If those glowstone blocks weren't there, it's actually really dark in this area. Just made a nice little rug with some carpet. That's light grey and cyan, I think it is, on this pack. Let me have a look. What have we got? Oh no, I just used light blue and then light grey, because it was looking really empty, and hubby Picky Gamer suggested a really good idea of putting a rug down, so I have done that because there was nothing to fill this space with. You can see here I've made some lamps with cobblestone wall or cobblestone fencing, and then just a glowstone block. So that's a bit different to your timber, because if you put your normal fence posts in on this texture pack, they still look really pale in comparison. It's a shame that you can't use like dark oak wood to make dark oak fencing, and you know, they might do that in an update later in the future, but at the moment it's a bit too light, so that's why I've gone with the cobblestone. This is a huge couch. It's actually bedrock blocks, but you can use wool or any different colours you want to. And then I've just used some stone half slabs just to make it look a bit bigger. I did use stairs to start with, but it looks really confined and I wanted to fill this space up a bit, so that's why I've used that there. And we've got a huge TV, if only it actually worked. And this here I thought was pretty cool. It's just a little fireplace that I've built in, so obviously you've got to be careful when you're using oak wood planks or timber planks, anything like that, near putting a fire. And I've had problems before where I've done that and set the whole house afire, but that's alright, I figured it out. So I've dug down and around it and I've filled it with quartz all the way around, so you haven't got any dirt blocks near it. And then I've just put netherrack in there and then use the flint and steel to light it all up. If I didn't have this area closed off, it would jump over to the wood, so that's why I've just put some glass panes in there just to close it all off, but you can still see it and it gives that effect, so I quite like it. And then here I've just got 4 high windows, just to keep the space really open. I had tried doing like closing the whole thing off with oak wood planks and just having plain walls, but it got really dark, and it just helps to keep it open just a little bit more. So here we've got a nice little computer desk made out of cobblestone and cobblestone slabs with a quartz stair, and these are just little signs, but they don't look too bad on this texture pack, so that's why I've just made a little desk chair with some pots. And this is actually cactus. Rather than using flowers, you can chuck little bits of cactus in there. I don't mind the look of it, gives it something a little bit different, so that's what I've put in those. And this is like a little laptop sort of thing, so this is just a pressure plate, but it is the weighted pressure plate, so it gives a shinier look. It looks like iron, so that's what I've used there for that. And then just a picture, just a 1 block picture, and depending on your texture pack you'll have different images. This one had a few different things like blueberries and all that sort of stuff, but I thought the puzzle piece looks a bit more computerish rather than blueberries, so that's why I use that picture, but you can use any picture you want. And this is just a design on the wall, just so you can let some light in, and it's because it's such a huge space, I didn't want to have sort of glass all the way through the house, but it still gives a bit of a modern design to it. So when we get to the outside of the house, I'll sort of build a little bit up for you and show you guys how to do that if you want to do that. So this huge space here is like the lounge, big family room, whatever you want to call it, and then we head over to a big kitchen. So this area here, I had this completely flat, like built up against these blocks here, but it got way too dark, and I was looking at putting some glowstone hanging down, but it just looked like a really confined space because it's only a 2-way walkway and the block sort of sat uneven, and I don't like that, as you know. So this is why I just built it out a little bit and put some random shapes of glowstone again just to fill it out a little bit, with some pots with some flowers in it, this time the cactus again. So it's just built out 1 block out each way and then a flat line against it, but it just keeps it a bit more open, and keeps it lit up properly. So I've got a random half slab up here, let's get rid of that. And I like the way it cuts into the different lines you've got. It looks like different levels, gives it a nice open feel, doesn't keep it too enclosed all the way through. And you can see here huge areas of glass and a big kicker chandelier, but I'll go through that in a minute. And this here is the kitchen area. So I had this as stairs set upside down, but it once again was getting really dark in this area, so I thought what I'd do is I'd chuck some glowstone under there. It gives a little bit of a different pattern on the floor, and then the half slabbing, because if you put a stair on it, it opens, stays open on the other side where it was facing, but only a little bit, and it blocks off a lot of light still, so that's why I've just half slabbed it. So it gives the bench look anyway, but still keeps it nice and bright. So here, this is the ice, and I just thought it was a little bit of a different look for like a kitchen cupboard up the top. I'd played around, and I've done it before on different builds that I've done, where you can play around with certain like timber blocks, and then you can use like trapdoors to give the look of having cupboards as such. You can put signs on different areas to make them look like drawers, that sort of thing. But I'm not a huge fan of those sort of looks. I like it really clean. So this way, don't mind the water, this way it just gives a bit more of an open look, but you know, potentially they could be some really nice cupboards, but they just look clear, who knows. But I just like the contrast of the dark timber and then the quartz, and yeah, using full blocks here, it was just too heavy, so that's why I've gone with the ice. I did put ice down here as well to try and give it more of a an even look throughout, but because it's so close to the fire, it was actually turning back into water, so I had to keep going back and fixing it. I thought, nah, not going to do that anymore, so that's why I got rid of it. Here you can see I've got a stainless steel fridge, as I always do, just with some buttons on there. And then here the fireplace continues through. Originally I'd built that and then I've put the kitchen around that space, so it just keeps it really nice and open. If you want to, it kind of gives the impression of, you know, like people who cook pizzas on an open fire and all that sort of stuff. So that was the kind of look I was going for, although, you know, it doesn't come through really clearly on this one, but I still like the look of the open fireplace. Just with some half slabs here, and then the same thing I did in the tree house and stuff, where you've got the trap chest, the normal chest, trap chest, normal chest, so you can fit multiples across there. Because if I was to put just like 2 normal chests, you wouldn't be able to fit anything in the middle here. So just for the consistency of it, that's why I've put it there. And I like just this look here. It's on the other side as well, but you can't get around to it, where you've got the open window space, because I was going to put some posts here, but it really closes the whole area off, and you can see like there's a little bit of fire there. So I just thought keep everything as open as possible, and that's why I've done that. And then this here is kind of like a range hood as such, or a flue, whatever you want to call it, with a couple of furnaces, and they've got pressure plates sitting on them. So if you ever want to put stuff on there, you can hold down the shift key and then place it. So if I want to go back in, get rid of that. If you right click on it, obviously it's just going to go to your furnace, but if you hold shift and then click, it'll let you place it on there. So it just looks like a couple of cook plates or cooktops, hot plates, with the furnaces there, and then you've got your range hood with your brewing stand, because you always need to make potions, and I've got a cauldron here with some water in it, just so it looks a bit like a tap. It's probably not in the best place to put it, but that's why I thought I'd just put it in the corner there rather than on here where it's all even. So that's that one with a couple of nice potted plants. And then we go, this is like a huge kitchen table. I sort of went into overkill with this one. It's just the normal pistons, and underneath you've got a redstone torch. And then another good suggestion from hubby was to light up this space to put glowstone, like if you're using a half slab block or a stair, it can be sort of counted as a half block. So by putting the glowstone under here, it lights it up just a little bit more than it was before, because it was getting really dark, and you can still see it's pretty dark over in some areas. But I didn't want to put torches down because I'm stubborn, so I didn't. And under here I just thought put a little bit of water with some glowstone, because I love that stuff, and then just some sugarcane plants, just for a little bit of greenery in this area to keep it sort of open and living as such. So that was the idea with that, and then just half slabbed it off because I had it completely flat. Well, not there, I didn't, but by having it just completely flat like that, it just looks a bit too sort of sharp, so I wanted to soften it a little bit and look like it's actually blocked off in some way. So that's why I've put the half slabs there. Just with some picture frames, and these are just vines that are right next, that are put on top of them. I tried like skeleton heads and diamond blocks and emerald blocks and all that sort of stuff, but it just wasn't looking right in this sort of area, so that's why I've gone with the vines to put it all together that way. And I've just broken it up with some dark oak in between the quartz. Just gives a little bit of a colour breakup, because the quartz can look really heavy after a while, like just too much solid colour. So that's why I thought I'd do that. But this area I'm pretty stoked with in terms of just the really different shapes and cuts in the corners and all that sort of stuff. So obviously just a wall of glass so you can see outside, and this would be a really good place to put like heaps of plants or some more water if you wanted to. Like this could be a garden area, so when you look out, that's all you see. But it depends on the area that you're in, and if you're playing it in creative, or if you're doing it in vanilla mode, you might be in like a huge mountain biome, or you could be in a desert, who knows. But if you were just doing it on creative or in a nice plains area, you could put more trees and flowers and all that sort of stuff down and would look pretty good. This is a similar sort of pattern to what I had in the lounge, although it doesn't cut in. And it's just stairs stacked on top of each other for these ones, and then you just put in some half slabs if you wanted to finish it off. It looks like shelving. That's kind of what the look I was going for, although you can't place anything on top of them, obviously, because they're in smaller sections. They cover up a full block, but it just, yeah, gives the idea of really big open shelves, so that was kind of what I was going for. And then here we go upstairs. More of that half shelving. I think they're actually halves. Oh no, they're stairs. They're all stairs. Yeah, they're all stairs on this side too. So just to kind of contrast the opposites. And then this is the massive chandelier, because I was finding that this area was really, really dark all the time. And I'd put a couple of like random glowstone blocks around, but it just wasn't doing enough. So that's why I thought I'm going to make this huge chandelier, because it's a big open area. So this is just the cobblestone wall, I think they call it, or fencing. Which one? Cobblestone wall. So it's just a whole lot of those put together. So I started with 4 here, because this ended up being an even distance up here. I went with the 2. I might have done 1, but looking back at it now, it's actually quite nice and big, so I don't mind doing it that way. So I've just put 4 of them across with some glowstone blocks, then done the same thing again, but built it out 1 level, because by not having them together, it actually looked quite small. It still looks chunky, but it looked a lot chunkier because it didn't have a little bit of space breaking it out. And then took it down to a 3rd level because there's enough room here and it's kind of a big feature. So we come upstairs. This is a walkway into like a bedroom area. This was originally open and I had a whole lot of stuff going on here, like with anvils and workbenches and enchanting tables, all that sort of stuff. But it was just looking really weird as this big open space, and I forgot to add a section to the house, which I'll go through in a minute and show you. So that's why this bit's closed off. You can put heaps of stuff, like I tried a couple of different pictures, depending on your texture pack and what you get. You know, some of the pictures on this one have been updated since 1.7.2 and they look really, really good. But I still wanted to keep it nice and bright, rather than, I originally had some hoppers here with glowstone, but to keep it in line with everything else that's going on through the house, I haven't done it anywhere else. So, and once again, this is an even space. So I thought I would follow the same pattern I was doing throughout the rest of the house. So that's just with the half slabbing and then the glowstone blocks randomly sort of thrown in different places. You can put like a pot or something on this level, because this fits in line with what a full block would be. But yeah, it's up to you guys what you want to do with that, I guess. Lots of, oh, sun's rising. Lots of 4 high windows. I separated them a bit more, like I hadn't done 1 line and then a wall and then 1 line and then a wall. I'd originally done like big 4 wide windows, but it just didn't suit the big area. So I thought this breaks it up a little bit. You still get heaps of light coming in, but you haven't just got these massive chunky walls, chunky windows everywhere. So that's what I've done there. You go up here on a little step. This I just decorated. It looks pretty hectic and full on, and you can remove some frames if you wanted to. I'd originally put chests there, but I didn't like the look of it, so that's why I just put the item frames. And then I've just got the cobblestone wall with glowstone in the middle, because I'd originally just done them as 2 high lamps, but it still looked a bit funny with nothing up the top, so that's what I did there. And I've just added some half blocks here, half slabs, just to cut into the wall a little bit more, so it just gives a little bit more texture, I guess. And I've played around with the nether portal a few times, but I thought I'm going to put it here at the end because I couldn't find the right spot to put it in. One of the great things with the latest update of Minecraft is that you can have nether portals pretty much any sort of shape or size. They don't have to be locked into your 2 wide, 3 high setup. So that's why I thought I'll fill in this whole wall here. I was going to half slab this and continue it over, but because you've got these windows that go all the way down, when you're looking from the front, it looks really weird to have that cut off here. So that's why I haven't done it. I've just done it to this section of the wall. So then you've got here, this is like the workstation or the work area, because one of the things I sort of realised too was that I had no storage areas. I had the row of chests down the bottom in the kitchen, but I had nothing else. So if you were playing this on vanilla mode, you'd probably need more chests for all the resources you're collecting, all the food you've got, for the animals that you've got going and all that sort of stuff. But here I've just sort of lined them up with once again the trap chest and a normal chest, so you can fit multiples across there. And they're just sitting on stairs, upside down stairs, just to fill in the wall a little bit more. And then I've got my anvils, workbenches, and a nice little ender chest. So that is it for this section. And then got the nice bed here. I wasn't really sure what to do because I usually do the same bed design all the time. I just use the same thing over and over again. But I thought I'd try and do something a little bit different. I had put, what did I put? Bedrock. I'd use like bedrock, or you could use black wool, and I built it out really wide, so this was like a whole thing of bedrock. Then I had a row of white quartz or wool, whatever you wanted to use. Then I had the bed and I half slabbed around, so it came out like an extra set of blocks around this side. It did look kind of chunky, so that's why I thought I'd stick to this. You can use quartz if you want to, or stone slabs, but I thought I'd use cobble just to break it up a bit, because the quartz, as I said, can be quite heavy, quite full on. And this wall, it's the exact same pattern as it was downstairs, so I just thought to keep it all even, like especially when you're looking from the outside of the house. That's why I continue with that. So yeah, it's just your stairs and slabs in a certain pattern, and you can play around and do heaps of different designs like that if you want to. So got that. You've got the same windows that I had downstairs, just to keep as much natural lighting as I possibly could. But because the roof is so high, or the space in the room is so high, it gets really, really dark. There are heaps of patches everywhere. So I've also gone along and put just one hopper and glowstone block here, just to keep it lit up as much as possible. But you can use different things if you want to. You can use torches around the place, you can set up redstone lamps, you can put them in the roof. The reason I didn't do that is because the roof is only half slabbed, so if you were to do that it would stick out and look a bit odd, but you can do full blocks for roofing if you want to. So then here I thought I'd throw in the enchanting table in this section here. It goes to a level 30, just so you know. And I've built it around I've put this kind of random shelving here, and the reason I did that was originally this wall here, this one set thick or one thick wide wall wasn't here, but when you were coming through this hallway bit, you could see the bookshelves really clearly straight on, because this section wasn't there. So I thought I'll at least put a block up here, so I did that, but then it looked really plain, so I thought, okay, well let's just follow this random shelving design that I've got through the house and curve it around a bit, just so it breaks up the space a little bit, keeps it modern. I put a random glowstone block because that's really dark, as you can see, so I just put a random glowstone block in there. Is that where it was? I can't even remember. Anyway, and then I've just got a picture frame, or a picture that I put on there, and that gave a pretty nice one, so I thought, yeah, I'll use that one. I'm pretty happy with that. And then finally, the last room. As I said, this was a whole open area, but then as I was going through and I was trying to put it all together, I thought, you haven't got the stuff, like if you're actually going to build modern houses and try and do like an inspiration series or a design series, you really should have, first of all, the stuff that you use in the game. So if people want to use your designs or a section from your design, they can. So you've obviously got the setup of the kitchen, like the workbenches and the storage spaces and enchanted tables, portals, all that sort of thing. But then I was thinking, if you're actually going to try and do a more modern design series, you should probably have like everything that would be in a house. So in my last few set of designs, I haven't had any sort of bathroom, shower sort of thing. Not that we use it anyway in the game, but if I'm trying to design modern houses, I think it's probably good to keep all that stuff in there. So this is my attempt at a bathroom. So here you can see, got a really nice big shower, it goes all the way up to the wall. This is just half slabbing it up, and then I've just put some glass panes in. You can leave these open, like not have a block here, but I just find like with the glass panes, by using them, they cut them off halfway if you don't have them joined to a block, and I don't really like the look of that, so that's why I haven't used it. I was going to seal this bit off and have it as a one-way walkway, a one wide walkway, but looking from this angle you can't see that anyway, so that's why I thought I'll just keep it nice and open. So here we've just got a shower with some buttons that don't do anything, but if you wanted to you could use them. I've put the water block up the top, so it's just one water block that goes up. Depending on how you place it all, like I hadn't had another set of half slabs here to raise it up a bit, because you can see it steps up from where the bottom layer is. And before I'd sort of done it, I'd played around a little bit and placed the water here rather than up the top, and I hadn't sealed all this bit off, and you find that the water sort of sprouts out. It's not one straight stream, so that's why I've covered all of this bit in and kept the half slabs to here, so it all just goes straight down and that's it. You would notice that underneath in the kitchen bit you do get a couple of drops of water, so it is better to have like a full block underneath rather than just a half slab, but because I'd already sort of put it all together and this was an add-on at the end, I haven't done that. Here is like towel racks as such, so it's just fence doors, not just fencing like gates, it's actual open close stuff. So you can have them closed if you want to for a towel rack, but I kind of like the open look. Looks like you'd actually thread towels through or something like that. This is the toilet, the special toilet. So this is just half slabs. They're supposed to be like towels or something stacked on, but if only you could half slab with wool and glowstone and all that sort of stuff, it would make designing so much better. But anyway, so they're supposed to be like towels sitting above. This is just like this area here I built up, so I half slabbed up. So that's just a stair sitting backwards. So you've got the back bit here and then it opens there with a quartz block, a button, trapdoor that's placed on top of a cauldron filled with water. So you can see here that's just the cauldron as it is, but I've half slabbed it all in just to give it a bit more of a toilet look, I suppose. And then here it's the same process, so I've just done a full block of dark oak with a cauldron in the middle. They're just your pressure plates, your weighted pressure plates that are put on there, and that's just a block of iron to make it look like a mirror. So you could use, I suppose you could use some other materials like a glass thing if you wanted it more clear, but I thought iron stands out a little bit more, so that's what I've done just for a mirror there. And then I've got one more of the glowstones sitting with the hopper to give a little bit more light, because this was really dark as well. And I'd already done all of these windows the whole way across, so I thought I'd just keep all of that, keep more light in as per usual. So that is that. This is the house. So overall I'm pretty happy with it. A few challenges going along the way, like just trying to work out where I'm going to put stuff. I had to redo the whole roof, or this layer here, the middle layer, because I was trying to build up onto the second floor, but then realised that I couldn't put a bed on top of that because that was only a half slab layer, so I had to go and tear it all away and do it all again. But overall I'm pretty happy with the design. It's nice and big and open. It's got all the stuff you would think you'd need in a modern house. If you've got any ideas for like furniture items, things like that, because I'm not the best with furniture design, so if you've got any ideas for stuff that you reckon should be in there as well, or a different design for a bathroom or toilet or whatever, let me know. Send me a message or comment below. So I'll take you around. This is just one layer thick of the dark oak, and then I've just got like bedrock here to break it up a bit, so just to give it, you know, more odd shapes, because that's what I like. This is what it looks like from the outside when you've got the stairs and the half slabs all built together to give that little bit of a gap. Keeps it quite modern. I mean, you can see inside, so you could technically like not have the half slabs and just put like glass running across, but I don't mind the look, I have to be honest. I'm going to reset the time. I don't mind the look of it. It looks a little bit different. So we'll go around this side. So you can see here, this is the 4 wide windows. I like it. It's nice and clean, gives an open look. You can see outside, depending on the area that you're built in, you'd see quite a few different things, like if you've got hills and all that sort of stuff. So I like to keep all of that nice and open. Obviously you can see into the bathroom and stuff, but hey, you're in a mansion, you're not going to live right next door to somebody else, are you? You're going to have a bit of land between so they can see you shower, whatever. And you can see the massive chandelier from here, but I like it. I have to say, like, I was just playing around with it, was pretty happy with that idea, because I wasn't really sure how to light up the area properly, so I thought I'd go big and grand, and turned out pretty well for what I think anyway. And then this is just the other side, so it's pretty basic on the outside in terms of it hasn't got a hell of a lot of random blocks here and there and patterns all the way through, but when you go into the house you've got a lot happening, so I'm pretty happy with the overall design of it. I was going to open up this bit here and have it like walk down to a barbecue area or something, but it was just getting way too complicated, and I thought even here if I wanted to set up an outdoor area I potentially could, so it leaves it open to a lot of different ideas and more add-ons and all that sort of stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you like it. Give me a like and a subscribe if you do. Any comments, any feedback of what you think of the place, just the random designs of everything. And before I go, I was going to quickly show you how to build this sort of shape. So let me try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I went up 7 blocks when I was doing this, but you don't have to go as high if you don't want to. So the first thing, this is going to show you what it looks like from the inside, and then we'll go around it. So I'm just going to do like 1 block and you'll get an idea. So the first block there is a stair that you're going to use. Then you throw down a half slab, so that already gives you your first shelving or look of a shelf anyway. Then what we do is, because it's half slabbed, we place a stair on top, and that's automatically going to give us a gap because that's only filling up obviously the half. So that's when you're looking at it, that's what gives you this open bit here. So it's not too big that things can crawl in, like spiders and stuff can get in, but it still gives you a nice look to the outside. On top of this, upside down half stair, and that gives you a nice big sort of block there, nice little dint into it. And then we do, was it a, no it wasn't, hang on, stair, half slab, stair, upside down stair, then we go slab, then we go upside down, or we go a half slab on top of that, so it's still fairly even throughout, and then we do an upside down stair. Does that look right to you? I think that looks right. Hang on. So from the outside you can see here you've got your gaps between, and you can play around with these and put different blocks in different areas. I remember when I was first sort of playing around with it, I was doing, I think it was a half slab, then I was doing that, then another half slab, then I was doing another stair, then I was doing another half slab. So it gives you like 3 different gaps all the way through, so you can still do that if you want to for something a little bit different as well, but it's up to you guys what you want to do. But that's just one way to design, like flipping around stairs and using half slabs just for different patterns in walls is a really good way to play around with it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. As I said, I'll get some more videos coming out soon. Give me a like and a subscribe. If you've got any ideas for stuff you want me to build, or as I said, particular blocks you want me to use to build with, or different locations you want me to build, if you want me to build off a hill or underwater or something, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys next time.